He shoved my friend so hard she fell and bruised her back. That's when I decided I wasn't just going to get even. I was going to erase his entire college life, one class at a time. And let's just say, he never saw it coming. If you've ever wished you could serve justice to someone who hurt someone you care about, you're going to love this story. Make sure to hit that like button, subscribe and buckle up, because this is one of the most satisfying revenge stories you'll hear all week. Back in the early 2000s, before Wi-Fi was everywhere and Facebook was still just for college kids, I was enrolled at my local junior college. It wasn't glamorous, but it was affordable, and it gave me a chance to figure out my path. I'd recently moved in with my girlfriend. Let's call her Lucy. We were young, broke, and trying to make things work, splitting rent and eating more ramen than either of us would like to admit. Life was simple. Until Lucy introduced me to someone who would flip everything upside down. One night, Lucy invited a classmate over for a game night. She said her name was Sarah. To my surprise, I actually knew her. We'd gone to high school together. We weren't best friends or anything, but we got along. Sarah started coming around often. Movie nights, board games, dinners. She was funny, kind, and just fit in with our group. But sometimes she'd bring her boyfriend, Jay. And Jay was the type of guy who could walk into a party and instantly suck the energy out of the room. He never smiled, barely talked, and always looked like he'd rather be anywhere else. We invited him out of politeness, but it was obvious he didn't belong. Couple months into this new friendship, everything changed. One night, Sarah called Lucy in tears. Her voice was shaking so hard Lucy had to ask her to slow down. Jay had accused her of cheating on him. Though with who, she never said. Me. Lucy. Both of us. It didn't matter. It was a ridiculous accusation. But instead of just sulking, Jay snapped. He hurled insults at her, calling her names so vile I won't even repeat them. When she tried to walk past him to leave, he shoved her. Hard. She tripped over a coffee table, slammed down, and ended up with a huge purple bruise across her back and hip. When Sarah showed Lucy the bruise, I saw the look on my girlfriend's face. Pure shock and disgust. And inside me, something snapped. I'm not a violent guy. I've never been in a fight in my life. But when Lucy told me what happened, my fists clenched so tight I felt my nails digging into my palms. My heart was pounding in my ears. The thought kept looping in my head. He put his hands on her. He hurt her. I wanted to storm over to Jay's place and knock him out cold. But deep down I knew that wasn't me. And honestly, it wouldn't be enough. He'd heal from a black eye. He'd shake it off. No, what I wanted was something lasting. Something that would make him regret ever laying a hand on her. Here's where fate, or maybe karma, stepped in. At the time, I worked in the administration office of the college. My job? Handling student records. I could access enrollment info, tuition balances, schedules, you name it. And as luck would have it, the deadline to drop or add classes was just around the corner. After that date, no one could touch their schedule without special approval. That's when the plan began to form. I pulled up Jay's records. There it was. His full class list, his ID number, every little detail I needed. And on the final day of schedule changes, while sitting at the official enrollment phones, I made my move. One by one, I dropped every single class Jay was enrolled in. Every single one. And just to twist the knife, I went hunting for classes with extra course fees. Lab classes, materials fees, anything that added money to the bill. I enrolled him in as many as the system would allow. Why? Because if you owed the school money, you couldn't get transcripts. You couldn't even get proof you were a student. And here's the kicker. Jay was an international student. If he wasn't enrolled full-time, his visa was at risk. In a single phone call, I pulled the rug out from under his entire future. And no one, not even Lucy or Sarah, knew what I had done. The very next week, Sarah told Lucy something interesting. She had broken up with Jay after the shove, but they still had an English class together. Or at least they were supposed to. On Tuesday, Sarah walked into class and saw Jay standing in the back. Standing because all the seats were taken. The teacher looked confused. There were more students than she had on the roster, so she took attendance. And when she called Jay's name, silence. He wasn't on the list. Jay argued, insisting he was supposed to be in the class, but the teacher just shook her head. Sorry, you're not enrolled here. Sarah never saw him in that classroom again. I didn't follow his every move after that. Lucy and I eventually went our separate ways, and Sarah faded from my life too. But weeks later, curiosity got the better of me. I looked up Jay's file. The extra fee-loaded classes. His entire schedule. I like to imagine he was forced to pack his bags and go home, explaining to his family why he wasn't in school anymore. Maybe he scraped by, maybe he didn't. Do I feel guilty? Sometimes. But then I remember that bruise. I remember Sarah's shaking voice. And I know he deserved it. Mess with me all you want. But mess with my friends. I'll erase you from the inside out. The most satisfying part wasn't just that Jay lost his classes. It was that moment in class when he realized he was powerless. The teacher, the roster, the whole system. None of it was on his side. For once, the bully had no control. He wasn't just embarrassed. He was erased. Revenge doesn't always come with fists or yelling. Sometimes it's about using the tools at your disposal to give justice where the world won't. And honestly, karma couldn't have scripted it better. If this story gave you chills, smash that like button and subscribe for more wild Reddit revenge tales. And tell me in the comments, what's the most satisfying revenge you've ever seen? Until next time. Stay sharp, stay kind, and don't mess with the wrong person.